Dallas, and you're a regular here. How's Fort Worth doing? It's grown a lot over the years. What are you liking about it?
Well, I mean, for me, it was fun to do the movie just because would only ever just kind of make day trips over here. And my godfather lived here, but we'd come over and go to the Amon Carter and go to the rodeo and go to the water garden, and raise hell. And so to get to live here for a couple months, which I did on the movie, that was really fun. And that's really how you get a sense of the city, is getting to live there for a while. And yeah, to me, it was just one of those things where I know it's gotten much bigger, but it's still, to me, a manageable size city. To where, you still get some traffic jams out on freeways, but you can get around town, which is just always seems like kind of a luxury.
So I was going to ask you, Fort Worth has a strong preservationist spirit. We've kept a lot of buildings that are old. How does that help when you're making films, or you're choosing what cities to go to, or filming in a city like Fort Worth?
It's incredible. I mean, I was just reading about Robert Towne, the guy that wrote the movie Chinatown, and he wrote Chinatown because he'd read an article back in the early 70s about how you could still find these great buildings in Los Angeles from the 1930s, and that gave him the idea, wouldn't it be great to do a detective movie set in the 30s using these real locations? And yeah, that you can feel that in Fort Worth, that they have kept these buildings. And I don't know which one it is over by the Omni Hotel, but it's like it might be the old kind of train cattle building.
TP station?
Yeah, but that's such a great building, and even had a impression on me as a kid. And sorry, I'm just waving to my mom. So, yeah, the fact that they've done such a good job preserving the buildings is great, because you know how hard it is to do that. You get
developers, it's hard.
Right, and you get a boom going, and you have people say, well, hey, do you want this town to grow or not?
Yeah.
And then, as cities grow, that always becomes, it seems, one of the most popular parts is these parts of town where they preserve the old buildings.
So your character, Rusty Russell, what do you think inspired him to, what did he see in these orphans that other people didn't see at the time?
Well, I mean, I think what's cool about it to me is, I mean, I know it is a success story now. Hey, Wes, and it's uplifting. But at the time, he would have been going into this not knowing what lay in store. So he didn't know that it was going to turn out great. And these kids really were down on their luck and kind of forgotten and left behind. So, yeah, I think it's incredible that how he did help these kids. And, they at the end of the movie, there are these little biographies of what the kids went on to do. But also I've met people over the years that are the sons and daughters and grandkids of some of these orphans from way back. And to me, just having started a family and gotten jobs seems like an accomplishment.
Well, your mom's here. What was it like having her on sets?
It was great. I mean, she's a great photographer, and just always, want to have her around and getting shots of us working. Owen, my brother, always does a good job getting her on sets. I kind of look at myself more as a hired gun sometimes, so I don't feel comfortable bringing my mom around.
Well, we enjoyed her show at the Amon Carter Museum a few years ago. I was there for the opening, and she's an incredible photographer.
I appreciate that.
So we love her. We hope to see more of you around
here.
Hey,
thank you. Enjoyed the interview.
Thank you for your time.